My leather matches the leather on the seat. You didn't even say anything about how cute I looked in my leather suit. Very crunchy. He didn't what?
What a mess. What a freaking fiasco. What a mess. I do have the audio down, but apparently everything that my wife says and the cat says and everybody else is saying, yeah, just a total train wreck. All right, it's Friday. Let me bring the volume down. I know we're on, so let me bring the volume down. And let's roll the open in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Alrighty, let's bring this down. Let's bring that away. Let's see here. I got a couple. I got to add one more thing here. Glad you guys are along. Let's load in a couple little odds and ends while we're just sitting here. Glad you guys are along. Happy Friday from COVID Central here.
It's not COVID
DFW here at the house. The cat apparently is wanting to be a part of the show. For some reason, she believes, and I'm just guessing, that she thinks that the pretzels are pizza.
No, I think she just wants to eat.
But she has decided that she wants to be a part of things, so we will let her be a part of things. But let me get one more thing done here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So she's entertaining the masses there. Come on. There we go. Slowly but surely. Again, I got to do something about this ridiculous Google notifications that keep popping up. I love Google to a degree, but good gracious, the worst possible time they let me know that, oh, it's going to get cold. Let's see. We got Kevin out there in Des Moines to watch pro hockey. Ohio Wild is taking the hated Texas Stars. Boy, that's probably a heated rivalry there. Oh my gosh, Des Moines AAA hockey and AAA North Texas hockey. What a bitter rivalry. They go back a number of years.
That's got to be a joke, right?
What? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Go ahead, honey. Go ahead. Take over.
Was that a joke?
What was the joke?
Is that really a bitter rivalry?
No, it was a bit. Hold on.
That's what I was saying.
We'll get to you in a moment. Just sit tight. Sorry about the light behind us, and it will go down in a moment. Let's bring her on. Mom's coming to join us, I do believe. Hey. Hello, hold on. Hello, we'll get the intro over
Hello.
I know I should have gone late because you've been drinking.
Well, I just started my glass of red wine. It's medicinal, you know.
Mm-hmm. Medicinal, huh? medicinal.
I was drinking cranberry juice prior to the red wine. So I could have poured cranberry juice and still thought it was wine, right?
I guess so. So what's going on today, Mom? How are things in Indyville?
God, -2 degrees tonight. I think it's going to be lots of snow. It's passable. I mean, I didn't get out. I actually drove my car to the mailbox because I didn't want to walk in the snow. So there you go.
All 20 feet.
Yeah, well, hey, the car needed to get warmed up and feel loved, so I gave it some love. So, well, an old person's worst nightmare is falling, and so there you go. And as agile as I am not, that could be a problem. So I err on the side of caution. So there you go. Well, let's see. What I thought that I was going to have the water tech person come and check my reverse osmosis water. Since I have my own well, I have this gadget in the basement that cleanses the water for drinking. And you have the spigot in the kitchen that has the reverse osmosis water, whatever the heck that means.
Right.
He comes and checks it every year and changes the filter. I thought he was supposed to come today. Well, it must be next Friday. I guess I put it on the wrong calendar. And then I visited with 100 other people on a Zoom call with the Hardin-Simmons University People Begging for Money Club. So anyway.
First off, I didn't know Hardin-Simmons had 100 people associated with it. Number two, that's a lot of money to be begging for 100 folks.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, my teaching roommate, Louise McIntyre from San Angelo. I don't think you ever met her. Oh, well, you wouldn't have met her. She was in my wedding. But anyway, the disaster.
I wasn't at your wedding, by the way.
Huh?
I wasn't at your wedding.
At the wedding. We did everything different than they do nowadays,
I know.
You have the wedding sometimes afterwards, but whatever. Anyway, she's on the board of trustees, but this was the president and the person in charge of advancement and the person in charge of a whole bunch of different people. But there were 100 of us on there, and there was only one person that I knew, and his sister was a friend of mine, and he's a dentist, I think in Dallas. His name's Fred Arbach. Well, anyway, we exchanged. It's cool that we got to exchange emails. We got in the chat side, exchanged emails because I need to catch up to see where his sister is. And but anyway, there were. Bear in mind, there are there were 8 pages of screen shots. So that was about 100 and.
Hold on. Let me hold that thought a moment. Let me. My wife wants to chime in. Go ahead. Hold on, honey. Get in the screen there. Oh, it's moving around there.
Hi.
Is he single?
Huh? Is he single?
Is he
I don't
single?
think so.
Is he
I don't know.
single?
I don't know.
Is he single?
I said I don't know if he is or not.
Find out.
But anyway.
All right. She'll be back in a minute.
So when it was all over, it was an hour of, this, that, everybody speaking. I had some communication in recent history with the new president or whatever he is, and emails. And I told him how disappointed I was that they didn't reach out to the people who lived in parts unknown. And so anyway, somehow or the other, they included me in this. So anyway. So, and when it was all said and done, the hour, they asked if anybody had any comments. So nobody was saying anything. And I certainly wanted to say something about this was a great way. So I unmuted myself, gave about a 5-minute speech about how great this was to have connection, that I felt connected after having been out of school since 1962 and living in northern Indiana, and it's really a great way to connect. And blah, 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 blah. And I said, and looking at all the people, there was only one person that I recognized, and it was Dr. Arbach. So in the chat, he says, well, I think we were the oldest people on there. I said, and we were chatting back and forth. So he gave me his email, and he has mine. But anyway, it was kind of sad because one of the groups that was represented was the Board of Young Associates, and you don't remember, but your dad was on it for a brief time, even though he didn't get a degree. Anyway. So it was kind of sad in some ways because that's a part of my life that was good, and then it ended up, going down the tube. But anyway, it's a good school. It's small, and tell Joy Mall to look out. For the white horses, the 6 white horses that they have at Hardin-Simmons, they've got this grant that we got to see a picture of it. Great big trailer that carries 6 horses, and the white horse riders have been at inaugurations and yada, 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 but they have a new truck and a big, huge cattle truck van that they carry them around in, and it's all decorated with Hardin-Simmons. So anyway, that was kind of cool.
All right. Well, that's cool. Hardin-Simmons are in Abilene, which my mom graduated from. By the way, Sunday, a week ago, week before last, before my wife stricken us all with the flu.
Oh, don't blame her. You leave her alone.
I do once in a while see a Hardin-Simmons car or two in the old PCBC garage. So there's a few of y'all lurking about.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
There's a few of y'all out there.
Well, yeah, there's a few of us. Well, and the point being, all of a sudden now I'm a viable product because in my communication with the president through email, I told him I grew up in Seminole, blah, blah, blah. We have a farm there, blah, 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 blah. And he knew somebody. He knew very well. He had good friends that live in Seminole. And I didn't know them. There was somebody that came after I was there. He's probably your age, the new president is. But anyway, so I thought, okay, all I had to say was a farm I owned there. And he probably checked in with those people. And that's why I got invited to this Zoom meeting. So anyway, so I'm wise to their efforts. So there you go. So anyway.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we
But
go.
and,
That's
you know,
good.
I got a great education and I got a job where I wanted to go. He actually used to live in Arlington. He was a lawyer in Arlington, but he's, like I say, a lot younger than me. So anyway, so that was cool. And that's about all I have to say for the world today. So I'll get on the other side. So,
All right. Well, I'm
doing something
feeling pretty.
constructive.
Well, I enjoyed the update on Hardin-Simmons. That's cool. Jim and I drove through Abilene last June. We went to. Do you remember Melinda? You remember her as Melinda Moore?
Yes.
Yeah, but now Grandel. The son, no, it was the daughter. Which one was it? They all went to ACU, but
the daughter
the daughter was getting married, and we actually stayed off the highway there. Right by the wedding was going to be right there, close to ACU. And we drove around Abilene and went to the campus, to Hardin-Simmons campus, and all that. And she had never seen it. We'd been through Abilene on the way to Lubbock. We never stopped unless to get gas at the Allsup's and get a Big Red. But we actually this time drove around and you and I did that a couple years ago. Yeah. But yes, we did the Abilene tour, and they've done a lot of things downtown and all that. So anyway, cool.
Of course,
so yeah,
Abilene Christian ACU is a much bigger school, and Murray is probably about, which is a Methodist school. It's about. I mean, it was kind of crazy. You had 3 denominational schools in one town. In central Texas. So it was, but I was a small town girl, so it really fit my fit me at the time, and it was not that far from my hometown. But anyway, it's an old school from the turn of the century. So anyway, all right, I'll get on the other side.
All right, love you, Mom.
Love you too.
Maybe see you later. As Phil checks in from Adelaide and bring Mom down there. Phil, happy birthday to your son Samuel, 19 years old. Happy birthday to Samuel, my brother's name. And Phil, I will tell you this, and I've told this to Paul Morgan before, they do get older. We've got 20 and 22, 23.
Because the 20-year-old's about to be 22.
Yeah, 21 year. The 20-year-old's about to be 21. That's right. next month. So yes. So, but happy birthday to Samuel. Anyway, yeah. If you are if you're not in Texas, but if you are, bring the wife in a moment. She's still her TV skills.
Why is it my TV?
Well, because
running
you're out of the screen though. You're kind of like.
Well, you were trying to
I feel
me.
like I'm watching a Blue Sox stream. Oh, that's too soon. Sorry, too soon.
I was gonna say, well, at least they're streaming.
Just
Better
too
than
soon.
you can say for her.
I just watched the Blue Sox, by the way. Shouldn't have said that. I apologize.
I don't.
Anyway, I know a lot, and this is even good for Australians, but if you're anywhere in North America and you do come to Texas, the Abilene thing sounds like, well, that must not be much to really do. Yes and no. Abilene's a kind of neat little old school, quaint town, old school, new school. There's an old vibe to it, also a very new vibe to it. There's a big Air Force base. Dias is there.
In a Buffalo Wild.
It's where the B-1 bombers are based. If you've seen the strategic bombers that fly, intercontinental to go do their thing, they're based out of, or one of the cruises or squadrons is based out of Dias, and you'll see those B-1s coming and going. But anyway, there's a town called Buffalo Gap just west of Abilene, about 15 miles or so, kind of out, for lack of better words, the boonies. But a neat little town. It's this little farm to market kind of comes to a S curve. There's a little creek there. There's a couple little mesas around it. It's really a neat little oasis. There's a really cool place called Perini's. It's an old ranch that's turned into Perini's Steakhouse and Ranch. You can actually do a Airbnb deal there. But they got a phenomenal restaurant, great little place, Longhorn Cattle, the whole 9 yards. Really cool thing to see how things might have been. Yeah, well, what things might have been circa Giant back in the 1950s. That tuck your jeans into your boots kind of thing, where that's how they used to look. That's kind of the feeling you get there, more or less. It's a part of Texas that's dying, sadly, with the influx of non-Texans, if you will. So anyway, happy birthday to Samuel. Happy birthday out there, and happy Friday, everybody. I'm gonna move this just to turn a little bit, so my wife will be the background. The background's not great. I love the lighting in this room, and I wanted to come down the kitchen. Keep it up. But you do kind of
post-COVID ghost look.
Do blend in there for sure.
Well, it doesn't help that I'm wearing like blush.
Either, by the way, I got a big thanks to you, and I didn't even tell my wife this. We were comparing the COVID landscape of the Australian Baseball League, how they've had to kind of move the goalpost every, kind of retreat and fight again. And I used the analogy of World War II, that last mission, trying to get to that whole deal, the classic story of trying to get, all the shots in the plane wings and trying to land it and all that. Either brought up a really good comparison of General Sam's, basically his retreat into San Jacinto, into Buffalo Bayou, to eventually defeat Santa Anna and the Mexican army back in 1836, which became the Republic of Texas and got the independence from Mexico. But that whole story is true, that General Sam basically ran from the Mexican army, which was outnumbering something like 10-1, and just basically retreated and finally put them in a corner, and where they were basically surrounded by a bayou and a bay and an army. And the cat's joining us. She's just like ridiculous.
The funny thing is about the cat, I'm just going to interrupt you for a second, because we were making the comment the other night, one of the nights that we were not feeling well. We were watching TV up in our bedroom, and the dog was on the bed, the cat was on so we're in our we have all the house space, and we're all four crammed in this one little tiny, it's not tiny, it's a...
Ethan says the Alamo's his favorite movie, John Wayne. Another good place to go, and I just remember this, Ethan, I mentioned Abilene, going to Buffalo Gap. If you're down around Bracketville, now, I don't know if you folks know the John Wayne classic, which he directed. No. Did John Wayne direct Giant?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
John Wayne directed The Alamo.
The Alamo.
Very big in that development of that picture. It was filmed in Texas for the most part, although it was not filmed in San Antonio. By the time that movie came out, 58-ish. San Antonio, as you know it, The Alamo actually was out the edge of town back in those days. And in San Antonio, now, if you've been to San Antonio, even back in the 1950s, turn of the last century, downtown San Antonio has been built up all around the Alamo. The Alamo Plaza is actually surrounded basically by the Crockett Hotel, by the Riverwalk. There's like a La Quinta Inn next door. I mean, it's where the Alamo actually sits looks nothing like it's looked like 1836. To film the movie to make it look like it did in 1836, they built a replica Alamo in Brackettville. And Brackettville is about 20 miles, 15 miles from Del Rio, just on the U.S. side. You know, Del Rio is on the border, on the Rio Grande, across the river from Ciudad Acuña, there, Mexico, Del Rio. And then Brackettville is out 20 some odd miles out of Del Rio, between Del Rio and San Antonio. And it looks very much like San Antonio looked back in the day, has very much the hill country rugged look. And they've actually filmed it. It's Alamo Village. It's a really cool place. I've not been there probably in 20 some odd years, but I used to do some wild turkey hunting down there. And I had a fraternity brother of mine who had a place down there at Fort, it's a name for the place, that the old cavalry fort is there, that they turned into a movie set, and John Wayne and the production company filmed that movie there in the Brackettville area. Uvalde, Brackettville, they're all right down there together as you head into Del Rio. And I can tell you some great stories.
Where's Ethan from?
He lives in the east, I believe, up in New York, Pennsylvania area. All the snow, yes.
That tells me where he's
Yeah, well, that's all I had to say.
There.
Yeah, glad you stopped by. Watch the rest later. Blessings to you too, mate, and blessing to you. And please be careful. Yeah, a lot of snow. I talked to Joe Pietra in Philly early in the week, and you saw it, that the Eastern Seaboard got socked.
Yep.
It got really socked. I was watching the news locally last night. I didn't realize this. I kind of always thought the weather in North Texas, and depending on what part of the state you live in, you can't stay still. If you live in South Texas, for example, down in Houston, Galveston, Corpus, anywhere on the coast, hurricane season's your more volatile season, even though you do get some pretty good rains in the spring. North Texas, our more volatile season is going to be March, April, May into June, thunder boomers, that kind of thing. And then we also get a volatile stretch, usually the month of October. But I didn't realize this. The biggest fluctuation of temperatures happened in February. In 1908, which I thought was amazing, one year they had a temperature of 102 degrees, and the next year they had a temperature of 28 degrees. So in a year's time, it fluctuated something like 100 plus degrees from one year to the next. So February can be a crazy month. We've had 70 degrees this week earlier, and we're going to get down to the 20s next week. So it's crazy to see all that. Good to see David out there as well. Everybody else out there, good to see you guys today. But yeah, crazy weather. But I do recommend, if you are a big Alamo fan and I guess Ethan was talking about, you love that movie. The Alamo Village used to be a cool place. Now, I don't know how in shape it is now, but circa 1997, 98-ish, the Alamo Village down there in Brackettville, Uvalde area was really pretty cool. And it was one of those places that, you actually, you can see what they expected what they wanted San Antonio to look like in the movie, because now you couldn't film the Alamo movie in San Antonio without, well, you could now. You could digitally remaster it, I guess. You could digitally move the Crockett Hotel in La Quinta, I suppose, in the Riverwalk Mall, Marriott. I guess you could move all that. But anyway, I love San Antonio. I love the city. Often said over and over the years that it would be a great place for. David, good to see you too, mate. Hope you're doing well. Miss you guys. Hope you're staying safe. And we had a real bout in our house. We've come through it. Wife was out of isolation yesterday. I come out officially tomorrow, although today I did drive her to SMU's library. I didn't get out of the car, but drove her there and back to return some books. But I think we're pretty much, I would say we're both in the 80 percentile back, maybe more. We are a little fatigued, especially the weird thing about the after effects has been the getting going in the morning. I mean, it's always a little challenging getting going anyway. I will say that. But I've really enjoyed the sleep more so than I have in the past. I mean, 8 hours is about as far as but I'm looking at 8, 9, 10 now. And I am a little, I don't know how much she'll join me in a moment and fill us in on her side of things, but excuse me. I think in general, the only thing I'm still feeling is the tiredness. And really, once I got going this morning on my walk and got some things going, it wasn't that I didn't have enough sleep. Honey, before you go into the beer section there, David just chimed in saying hello.
Oh, hey, David.
So what are your after effects on this whole thing?
The worst side effect of having COVID is giving your husband COVID.
Turn that down just a tad. I'm hearing myself.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's all good.
Giving you COVID because you're longer than I am. I think you're out of isolation tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we can rejoin the world.
Yeah.
In terms of side effect, today was the very first day that I felt good enough to run. Now I walked my normal walk yesterday, which is about 2 miles. And before that, I was only maybe walking a mile. I mean, maybe. I mean, that's like, does that even count? I don't even think that counts. And that was with the dog, really. But today was the first day that I did my full walk, and then I did a run. But as I was telling you earlier, my run was slower, and I didn't go very far. But at least I felt good enough to do it because again, it's the fatigue. I was so tired all the time. Today, I felt like today was the first day that I felt like I had my before COVID energy, which hasn't happened. And today is day 12 for me. So I've been out of isolation for 2 days. So I even went to SMU to return books today. So
yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah. So like it's good. I mean, I feel good. I feel a whole lot better now, and I definitely feel like it's completely in the rearview mirror, but he's like a day or two behind me. So I know what he feels like just in terms of just feeling like you just took a nap.
But I also was ahead of you in the symptoms department for the most part.
You were better the whole time because you had the Regeneron.
Yeah, the Regeneron was a big deal. But
yeah, I got sicker, but now that I'm over it, I'm ready for him to be.
The weird thing, again, in the tired, it's not the same kind of tired that you've had a long week and you're like, it's not that.
You need a nap every day.
It's that tired, but it's happening. What it reminds me of a lot is before, when I had the sleep apnea issues that I wasn't even addressing, I wasn't wearing a mouthpiece and I hadn't seen the doctor about it. There were times where I would get just in the middle of the day. And what's wrong? I dropped something. And to a degree, that's sort of what came back, but I'm much more rested. What are you doing, babe? Okay, well, we're doing a show here, and you just kind of just disappear. I don't know how they do things in English class at the St. Bart's.
I would just say, hey, I dropped my ring, and I've been down to pick it up.
We actually have a show going on here, but Phil asking a little Super Bowl predictions. I didn't get to that. I haven't seen the lines yet. I know that I think it's 3. I love the prop bets. I will look at it more tomorrow, but
I got to go with the Chiefs.
Okay, well, they're a 3-point underdog, so I think that's right. I need to see if that's.
I'm so over Tom Brady. I mean, I get that he's a good guy, but no. I'm not
real insight there.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything based on any sports fact. I'm just would rather Kansas City win, particularly because I have family from up there. You have family from up there.
Let's just see here what the odds are up to date. Here we go.
Vegas odds. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's 3.5 Kansas City. That's what I know. What I say, Tampa.
Yeah.
3.5 Kansas City. Opened at 3.5. Consensus 3. And it looks like everybody's got the game Kansas City at 3. The total is 57.5. We're open. It's 56 currently.
I bet they win by more than 3.
I would be, again, not having looked at the numbers in depth, I would play the over probably just for the giggle of it. But at the same time, thank you very much, David. Bless you, honey. Yeah, we are hanging in there.
Non-COVID sneeze.
Hanging in there. I'd be more inclined to the over the total, but hope it's a good game. We will be frying up this weekend though in the air fryer chicken wings. I do believe you bought wings. Did you buy? I
did.
thought I saw a package, but I wasn't sure what you
I
did.
you 3 packages, but I didn't know if I bought the right thing.
You probably, if that's the way you said that means you didn't buy the right thing. I'm just glancing in there a while ago. I don't think you did.
Party wings.
Not sure what that means. What's a
You want
party
me to
wing?
show 'em to
What's
you?
a party wing? Yeah, what is a party wing?
They had the big ones that come in like the wing thing, and you didn't want that, right?
No, we wanted just the drummies and the flappers separate.
Yeah, flats and drummers.
Okay, we'll be all right then. Why? What?
Chicken party wings. See, chicken party wings.
I hope they're not something else like Chihuahua or something. I guess that's a good thing.
Chihuahua. I don't think they sell Chihuahua at Tom Thumb.
I don't know. All right.
So yeah, that's what I got. So I did well.
You did good. You did good. So yeah, we'll fire up the the air fryer this weekend. We'll have a move it to late to start
You
for
know
the
what I'm
snacks.
ready for?
What?
I'm ready to like go out to dinner.
Okay, well, enjoy that. Good luck with all
Go
that.
with you, ding dong.
Oh, well. I mean, we're not like we're going to go somewhere big time.
No, I'm just saying.
Taco
like,
Bueno.
Don't go to Taco Bueno for dinner.
We might. Anyway, you're so ready to go eat somewhere in public.
I'm ready to I'm ready to. We've been eating in the house 24/7 for weeks.
Well, I got an awesome turkey meatloaf sandwich. By the way, Mom, I used turkey, but I used your recipe you gave me many moons ago
It was good.
that I memorized. One of the few things I've memorized. I wish I could memorize the Texas sheet cake because I can't memorize that, but I can memorize the rest
That'd
of
be
them.
delicious. But yeah, we had turkey meatloaf earlier, so I think we're having leftovers tonight. See, again, so ready to go out to dinner. I want to try Primo's down the street. I want to try El Rocco.
I gotta get all dressed up, get all gussied up. Can't we just make it to Valentine's Day and just be done with it? Bless you, cat. Cat sneezing. Yeah. So, well, it's that time. We time-honored Friday. We didn't do this last Friday because of COVID. I was sick and we couldn't taste. And well, let's go ahead and do this first. Let's go ahead and do this. Here we go. All righty. What are you pointing out to me, babe?
The cat is literally playing in the dog bowl.
Oh, okay. Should I film that for it moves so I can see that? So you're okay. That's what she stopped down for.
No, because she was like playing with her feet in there. She's not now, but
Okay.
it was odd.
All right. Having a charcuterie board and a homemade soup with Sam and Steph on Sunday. What kind of soup, Mom? Like Wisconsin and cheddar or something, or what are they?
White
Chili. What are Indiana snacks for soup? We like
soup,
Texas is chili.
smoked soup.
Wisconsin and cheese
Like
soup
like
from
a
Wisconsin.
chowder of some kind of fishy something.
A chowder in Indiana?
It's right by the water.
What water are you talking about?
They're by the big lake.
For like 22 blocks, maybe like 6 blocks. I don't think of Indiana as a seafood destination.
I didn't say it was a destination. I just said they're right there on the water.
You need to definitely check your.
Okay, so maybe it's like a beef stew because they're
There you go.
hearty
There you
people.
go. Well, remember I told you guys a while back that in Iowa,
Just think, what would Georgette make?
my Iowa time,
Something good.
it was the Maid-Rites, which were a sort of, in which we've learned that are not exactly Sloppy Joes, but along the Sloppy Joe family. There you go. There's
I
the
love
cat
that
again.
there is a Sloppy Joe family.
Yeah, well,
So is his wife Sloppy Jill?
but all right. Our beverages today. I don't. You know what? I don't have to.
Is this one in my honor? Sorta.
Yes. This one, first one we're going to go to is a Texas Ale Project. It's the R&D series of Mexican chocolate stout, a fistful of dollars. Talk about something that belongs at Bracketville or Buffalo Gap. This Texas Ale Project.
That doesn't sound good. Chocolate stout.
Yeah, I can tell you that you're not going to like that one.
I'm not gonna like that one.
It is from
This one.
Brett Thompson, founder and brewer. Our inspiration, beautiful, rich flavors of Mexican cuisine. Enjoy the friends. It says here, a robust stout with cinnamon, pasilla chilies, rich chocolate malts, and cocoa. It's made by, I'll find it here. Well, Texas Ale Project. It doesn't give me their location. Here we go. We searched the next great craft ale to carry the Texas Ale Project name. In this exploratory series, innovation can come from anywhere and anyone. Share your ideas with us. Mexican chocolate stout, fistful of dollars. So that's the details in the back end of it
It's
there.
definitely for you because it's a fistful of dollars, and that's what motivates you. And chocolate.
That'd be a pretty good world. Yes. Hold on. Mom says.
Am I in that world?
Yes, babe. Mom says bacon and northern beans. Yes. Okay. Okay. That sounds good.
good.
Yeah. Northern beans sounds good.
Bacon with anything sounds good.
Yeah. Let's open this bad boy up.
I can already tell I'm going to rank this like a 1 or a half. Does it smell
Can you,
good?
can you smell it?
It didn't. Well, it has a little bit of a hint of chocolate. Move it around a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm going to give it a shot here.
A little bit of chocolate. Is it good?
Much better than the last one we had that was a chocolate stout. Much better.
Yeah, that's better than the last one.
Yeah,
And
no-
I wouldn't order it, but that's not bad.
It's
It actually tastes pretty chocolatey.
yes, it does.
That's pretty good.
It has the
For a
beer.
stout.
It has the beer stout consistency to it, but it doesn't have that bog you down
No,
where the tastes go.
that
Like
other thing was
when you have a dark, a
terrible.
lot of times you have a dark beer, it bogs you down, and it's the dark beer taste overwhelms you. This one definitely,
It doesn't. And for somebody who absolutely does
No.
not like dark or stout,
but it doesn't
It's
feel,
terrible.
but it doesn't feel like chocolate either. It doesn't feel like I'm drinking a chocolate shake because that would kind of defeat the purpose.
mm-mm.
You want it to have some kind of beer.
Yeah, that's not horrible.
No, it's not terrible at all.
That's funny that my beer review is it's not terrible and that's a positive.
Yeah, but I like it. I would
You order that?
I would order it again. Not a dark beer. Got Kitty, please be careful. Don't pull the camera off. Not a dark beer, guys. We've talked about, but this is one I think I would go for again.
Where can you buy that? Like at a bar?
Well, this would have been. I'm assuming at most pubs, but this came from Specs for sure. But I don't know what pubs it'd be in. But let's go and clean the palate out.
Flips?
I would think Flips in Lubbock would be a place. Yeah.
That bar where we were, where we got burgers with Caroline, Rodeo Goat, would they have it?
Probably. Any place that's got multiple local beers, I would think.
Lockhart's.
Probably, maybe. I don't. Call them and see.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. You're asking me. I don't know.
Just saying, what do you think?
Probably, but maybe. My guess is the more local it is, the more chance it would. And if you're going to go to, say, a Chili's, or you're probably not going to have it.
Yeah.
But
Or Buffalo Wild Wings, not local.
some of those franchises will have a local. You go to Buffalo Wild Wings, you can get a Dallas Blonde, one of the bigger microbreweries in North Texas. But by and large, you're going to have more of the boutique beers at the local places. Not always, though. It kind of depends. I mean, it seems like the more spicy and the more pub food you have, the more variety of beer you have. So
That's right, dude. The Londoner. I wonder if they had it.
I'm gonna have to call them and ask them.
Yeah, we went there with Kaylin, and they had a lot of local fare.
Mm-hmm. How about that?
Okay, so we're going to show the title of
I
this.
am. I'm just gonna look at it here. All right.
I'm hopeful for this one. Southern Star.
Strawberry Blonde. Southern Star Brewing Company. I have seen this brewing company. So I have a mouthful. They're out of Conroe down in Houston.
Do you need a sip of the other one to
No,
get the dry pretzels
just-
out of your mouth?
He's like, let me host the show. You do your thing. I don't come to your class.
Oh, you would be all over me if I was doing what you were doing.
I don't come to your class and take the Shakespeare book out of your hand.
You might.
It's Southern Star Brewery, out of Conroe. If you can see Conroe there. Conroe, the camera won't focus. Conroe is between Houston and Huntsville. It's the farthest north, pretty much.
Suburb.
It'd be the further north suburb of Houston. It's just part of that whole monstrosity down there. But I do know this brewery. I've seen this brewery. I know they've got good stuff. I've had their light lager, their light blonde lager, kind of like a Dallas Blonde. I've had it before, and it's pretty good. So I have had that, but brewing a Southern Star, Strawberry Blonde. It's got the.
So what makes it strawberry blonde? They literally have strawberries in it.
It must be strawberry. My guess is it's a strawberry and a light. Excuse me, and a light beer. Excuse me. It says first to can craft in Texas. So this is apparently they are the first ones, and I think they have been around a long time. They're the first to can craft beer in Texas. So there you go, across the top there.
Smell it.
No, I can definitely smell strawberry. I smell strawberry. It smells a bit like a strawberry sherbet. You smell strawberry?
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah. Smell it.
Take a sip. What do you think? You like that?
Oh yeah.
Is
That's
your-
good. That's
your
good.
Jam.
That's
Your
good.
strawberry jam.
That's really good. I love the raspberry beer.
Ooh.
It's good.
That's good.
It's good. As a matter of fact, on my Facebook memories today, I made to pull it up. I had a
2 thumbs up on that one. I would order that
I had a raspberry, we call it a ghost. Remember we had a ghost beer a while back. On this day, my Facebook memory popped up. I was in Melbourne, in Victoria, in Australia, and I was at a pub restaurant place, really cool, trendy little place. I had phenomenal, this is going to sound terrible, had phenomenal octopus appetizer. It was great pasta, little Italian place that had really cool local beer. One of them was a raspberry beer on this very day last year. And this year, a year later, we're doing strawberry.
Really good. I would order that. I would drink that. I would.
And what I like about it, now granted, I just had the pretzel. It has a refreshing taste to it, but doesn't taste like.
That's good.
Oftentimes,
It's not bitter.
when you get a fruity type beer, oftentimes it has a bit of a
Aftertaste.
aftertaste, but it has a bit of a sparkling. The whole
yeah.
the seltzer thing's the big deal, right? The seltzer things are big. It has that same seltzer cidery thing that has the beer with the refreshing taste. And I like that. Hot day, cold day.
That's
I like
good.
that one. That's a good beer.
That's a good beer. Yeah.
So yes, I would definitely order another round of these. 6-pack. These will be purchased again. I guarantee you that. What do you think? Would you purchase that again?
Oh my! I would buy it at a bar. I would buy it again, and I would take it a 6-pack of that.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the aluminum can that makes these fruitier beers taste so much better. Because for some reason, when I have them in
A glass.
a glass or even a bottle, they don't always have that. But the can, for some reason, does it for me. And I don't usually like canned beer.
I wish I knew what I've rated the highest so far.
Go back and look, but I don't.
That's gonna have to probably be mine.
All right. Well, while we're here, let's go. Let's start with the first one, which is our Texas Ale Project. What did you give the Texas Ale Project, honey?
I'll give that a 4,
So
which is really high for a stout for me.
so the wife will give the, which is this one right here. She is going to give it a. There we go. A 4, and show the move it up just a little closer. There we go. So she gives it a 4. I'm not obviously grade higher as I usually do, but I'm going to go ahead and say pretty solid 5. I would order it again too.
I wouldn't order it again, but I might. I would have a sip of yours.
If I had to do a dark beer, and I do love chocolate, I like the fact that it wasn't overwhelmingly cocoa. There were some other hints in there. And I mentioned in the label here that it talked about cinnamon. I there's a little cinnamon to it.
Yep.
The chilies and the malts and cocoa. I like those things all added together, and it doesn't just pound you with that dark, stout, heavy ale. I would get that again. I don't think I would drink 4 or 5 of these in a sitting, but I would definitely, if I had the fact that it's cocoa, I think I'd keep 4 or 5 in the fridge for those days you kind of feel like I want a little something sweeter, but it's not too sweet.
It's not sweet. Yeah, but it's also not bitter.
Right, it's not bitter.
Huge.
Yeah, it's not doesn't have that bitter, because that bitter aftertaste you get in the dark beer is not there. That's why. You know what? I would even after a second sip of it, I'd even raise my score. I'm going to go ahead and raise my score. And again, the drum roll. Yeah, I think a 6 is a safe bet, because I think if I'm going to have it more than once, it's got to be a 6. So that's a 6 for sure for me right there. So, all right, our second grade will go to move this here. There we go. The strawberry blonde.
I'm giving that a 9.
She's giving that a 9. She loves that. You like that one, man.
That's good.
Okay, so
I liked it.
Wyatt's going to give it a 9. And let's go ahead and update that.
Solid.
I'm not gonna oversell it.
That was really good.
But I think pretty much I'm gonna be a little lower than her, but not by much. I'm gonna say
I graded higher.
I'm gonna say 8.2, and only because I do like strawberries, but I'm a huge raspberry guy, and the raspberry ale we had earlier, I love raspberry.
That's a sour ale.
Yeah, and it's but that's just me, because I do like. But I would definitely get this again. I would buy a 6 of this. We will buy a 6 of this again. We will have this in our fridge, and it probably will. And I imagine.
That's good.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Having another sip after having the other one.
You're riding on a curve now.
Yeah, I got to raise a little bit. I mean, it's got to go at least
8.5.
Yeah, at least 8.5. I mean, it's.
Why don't you just join me in the 9 range?
I think 8.5. So that's where I go right there. So there we go. There are your beers right there, and there we go. The beer extravaganza. Let's roll the beer music. Yes. Is it any good? We decided we liked them both. Thanks to my lovely wife, the lovely and talented WD-40, for joining me there as we chat here on Virtual Happy Hour. Glad you guys are along on your Friday, watching us worldwide. If you're watching us on repeat, glad you are. I don't have much else today, although I was not familiar with this. Well, I shouldn't say this. Let me tell a story. The whole last week, going to last Wednesday, this is what I've seen on my morning walks. Seen some Blue Jays. I've not seen a Cardinal in a while. I saw 2 big-ass buzzards. Yeah, buzzards. Vultures on the street corner eating a squirrel off the street. And approaching them from a distance, go, those are some damn big crows. They were huge. They were vultures, buzzards. And they didn't care if I was walking toward them or not. Had a really cool encounter with a mockingbird. He was just going crazy to town on a telephone post. The sparrows, the crows, all that stuff you normally see. It's neat to, and once in a while I saw a red-tailed hawk flying, circling around. He was actually kind of watching where the buzzards had been, and they don't mess around. The hawks are, obviously a raptor, and they're not buzzing, so to speak. So anyway, coming back from dropping my wife off to get those return the books at SMU today, I was upstairs in the bedroom and changing, and I'm looking outside, and there's a lot of birds in the front yard, and I noticed they all had the orange breast, and they're robins. And we've used to, it seems like we used to see a lot more robins back in the day. I don't know if it's kind of urban development or what have you, but we have a couple of parks close by. We have one park 2 blocks away. We've got one, the school on the corner. But the robin, and it wasn't just one, it was 12 of them at least. Another group of them flew over. So I kind of thought robins were like cardinals and blue jays. You'd see 2 or 3 of them. You didn't see them in a flock. Flocks are what sparrows do and all that. The crows, even the crows are 2 or 3 at a time. I usually see 2 crows or 1 crow at a time. You'll see little sparrow birds. You'll see a lot of them in the trees. But I looked out today, and let me show you this, because I don't recall seeing this. And I want to pull this up for you guys. Let's see if you guys can see this. First off, I don't know if you're able to make this out, but hope you can. This would have been today. I can find it here. This would have been today. This was what I saw out the window. There we go. There's the robin. You can see the orange, the breast there. But let me show you this. This is what I thought was interesting. This is the video. If you look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm seeing a 6th and 7th one right there. Now, what you don't see, there's 2 right there. I'm sorry. And what you don't see is when I turn this off, a bunch of them flew over, but they were all in the front yard. There's 2 more in the corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They blend in with the grass, but they're there. And this is a simple thing, but I was never aware that robins traveled in such huge, what do you call them, flocks? I mean, robins to me are like cardinals and blue jays. You'll see 2 or 3 here and there, but you don't see them. But that was a group of robins all in the front yard. And of course, they're blending in. If you could zoom that up, you could see there was more than just 1 or 2. I zoomed that one picture in earlier, and that was 1, but they were all just kicking in the front yard, eating whatever it was that they were eating, had a good old time. I know it's a simple thing, but it blew my, it just really got me going. And again, it's not an earth-shattering scientific thing, and not a big bird watcher myself, but I never knew that robins traveled in such big groups. And where they been? Was my whole thing. So that was my big takeaway from the nature today. As the weather will turn cold, I guess they'll be hauling ass south. If they are in a group, they will go south because it's going to get cold for us here over the course of the weekend and over the course of next week. But anyway, that's what we got today. Big thanks to my wife. Big thanks to her joining us. My mom as well, who joined us earlier. There are a couple of things I did put up, and I don't know if you guys have a chance. Let me see if I can get this for you. I did put this up too. Yeah, I'll play it for you real quick. Little self-promotion here if I can find it. Let me find this here. Thought I had it, but I guess I don't. I was going to show you guys my little self-promotion. Excuse me. Let's try it again. There we go. Oh, here we go. This is a little something I did. And we talked about, I'm going to hold on a second. Let me stop it. We talked about the things that happened in COVID, this whole making the most of opportunity. And this is one of those things that I couldn't have done 6 months ago, but now I can do. And I like you guys might enjoy this. Let me bring this up for you. A little something I did, little promotion for the Kansas City Monarchs. Let me put this up and let me roll this and see if it'll go for you. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Well, apparently you guys don't hear that. Not sure why, but apparently you guys are not hearing it. So I do apologize. I move that down. Let me bring this down too. I'm hearing it, but you guys aren't hearing it, according to my wife, who's in there critiquing me to all get out. But yes, yeah, can't hear. Sorry, babe. I'm not perfect. Fire me. Don't know what happened. Yeah, so yeah, can't hear it. Sorry about that. I don't know why. Let me try it again. Let me see if I can get it this way. I don't think it'll work, but it should be working, but for some reason it's not, so I do apologize. Everybody loves just ripping the Dan, don't they? Just ripping the old Dan. Let's try it again. I want to play that for you guys, but I don't know if, again, a little self-promotion there. Yeah, it'll work. This will work. Let me let it load the system before I let you guys go. But again, it's making the most of opportunity. And without COVID, I would never have had this chance to work on something like this. And production value, and granted, I used a couple of programs to make it easy for me, but I wouldn't have the time. And this is something we've talked about before, making the most of opportunities that have come around. And this is one of the things we've done, like with the show, kind of practicing, kind of keeping myself up and going. And doing things like this. So let's try this. Let's try it and see if it'll work for us. There we go. So here it is. You should hear it this time. So let me go ahead and put that in the screen there. And let's try it again. Here we go. Kansas City Monarchs. You're now the manager of the Kansas City Monarchs. Your initial reaction to the rebrand and the announcement of the Monarchs from where you're sitting? What was your reaction? How you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool just to be a part of that tradition with the name of the Kansas City Monarchs and how much they meant to not only baseball, and especially the city of Kansas City. Such a historic name, historic players that have played for them, and just an honor to be a part of that name. It's kind of almost surreal.
There we go. A little fun stuff there. So a little something that, again, would not have had a chance to do that, but Monarchs Live, which airs not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. And I'll update you guys on that as we get closer. But yeah, fun stuff. And again, we're just trying to get better in this crazy environment. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed things today. Enjoyed the beer. Thanks to my wife. Thanks to my mom. Thanks to you all joining us worldwide. As we always do, we get folks checking in worldwide. And we love you. Virtual hugs. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Let's continue to get better, fight on. We're going to come through this thing. And we'll all be seeing each other in person once again at the ballpark or somewhere real soon. And again, have a great Super Bowl weekend. Hope your appetizers are great. Hope whatever it is you fire up on the grill or in the house or whatever. Hope it rocks. We're going to do air fried chicken wings. Gonna rock and roll those. And hope you guys, team, whoever it is you're supporting, and I know a lot of you are watching, are KC fans, and best to you this weekend. Hope things go great. All right, it's that time again to cue up the close. Let's roll it. Love you guys. Much love. We'll see y'all on Monday.